This morning on our series, Life Lessons, we're talking about embracing new beginnings and what to do if you're feeling stuck. So here to help us with some strategies is Rhea Williams. She's a life and relationship coach and the founder of Realism Coaching. Like that name, Realism. Thank you. So good to see you.
It is so good to see you. I'm so grateful to be here. My dad's a super fan, so thanks for having me.
Oh, that's all. Well, say hi to Dad for
Hey,
us.
Dad.
For folks who are thinking about making changes in their lives, what's the one thing you have to do to start?
Well, you know, the other day, Dylan gave us a beautiful example and demonstration of spring. Spring is about renewal. It's a time to reflect. And I want to give a shout out to Dylan and Chanel. Time off is important.
Yes, it is.
It really is. But I always believe there is never a chance that you do not have an opportunity to make a fresh start. And that's any circumstance, any situation. You can start anew.
So say you're ready to now blossom into spring. What's the first step? Where do you start?
Well, you know what? You got to take a step back. You have to pause. And so as human beings, we're very consumed, okay? And so when imagine you're coming up into an intersection, you can go in 4 different directions. Mm-hmm. You don't just breeze into the intersection. You have to take a moment, pause, and reflect. So it's what direction do I want to go in? And so as you do that, you have to create the space to think, and then you have to say, you know, what do I need to make a new change? Now, not everybody can see that. So I'm really big about cleaning your filter, starting with the end goal in mind. So once you kind of have that moment to reflect, you say, okay, this is the direction I want to go in.
What does the HALT stand for?
Oh, are you happy? Are you angry? Are you upset? Are you lonely? Are you tired?
Ooh,
I'm an acronym.
break it down.
Some days I'm all of those.
Well, you know what? Sometimes people don't realize until they have an off day. Not a day off, but when you're off and you're feeling, and that's why I feel so blessed to do what I do, because you don't always know it, you don't always see it, but you know when something isn't right.
So you have to acknowledge the emotion.
You have to acknowledge it.
It would seem as if a lot of this starts with reflection.
It does. Indeed it does, but not dwelling there. So you reflect, but you don't dwell. So we all have had a lot of life experience, and I actually just mentioned cleaning your filter. So I'm a big example person. I like to make things plain. So let's say you're drinking a glass of water, but the person before you was drinking, I'm a Kool-Aid drinker, or coffee. Coffee is relatable.
Okay. Yeah.
If you did not clean that glass all the way, or the mug, you're going to taste the coffee. So, or if you're doing laundry, when you take that filter out and you try to look through a filter after you put something in the dryer, you're not going to be able to see clearly. So the goal is just to get the filter clean and to do your best so that you can start anew with a new clean slate.
So this process has to be different for each person. Some may take longer than others. How do you prep for that?
You know what? I'm so glad you asked. I'm actually writing a book right now about that. Everyone has a different starting point. And so, you know, one thing I like to say is just keep the right amount of light in. So given that, if you imagine a garden, you know, some of us have more weeds. Maybe there aren't as many weeds, but the soil is hard as a rock. So we all have different tools. So you have to prepare for that. You know, you have to say, well, what tools do I need? And granted, you know, be a sponge. That's my favorite. So if you think about what a sponge does, you saturate it with water and then you clean up the mess. Right. So you have to do something about it. And then again, you surround yourself with affirmations. So affirmations are positive statements that become thoughts that become your reality.
Can you give us a couple examples?
I would love to. Oh my God. So first, you have to, in any given moment, you have to tell yourself, I have the power to choose well. So some people think that the power is out of their control. No, you have the power. So at any given moment, guess what? You have the power to choose well. Another one, I deserve and am worthy of the very best and highest. So you have to tell yourself that. Many times our thoughts kind of play the storyline and it keeps us from getting where we want to go. So those are 2 really strong ones.
Those are terrific. Yeah, thank you so much. Great seeing you.
I feel like I have a new fresh start.
Oh, good. And I hope everyone watching does too. Yeah. We all need it. We all deserve it.
Hey, thanks for watching. Don't miss the Today Show every weekday at 11 a.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific on our streaming channel, Today All Day. To watch, head to today.com/allday or click the link.
A complicated yet fascinating rule. In the practice of reality management, there is a rule that might sound slightly complicated at first. However, once we break it down, you'll see it offers a straightforward way to influence the world around you. At its core, this principle states that you can transform your life's reflection into the reality, or image, you desire, simply by acting as though you already possess what you want or have become the person you wish to be. Image versus reflection. What exactly are image and reflection? The image represents who you truly are, your thoughts, your intentions, and your actions. The reflection is also you, but it includes your environment and the results you see in your external world. It's like standing in front of a mirror. You are the one looking in, yet everything reflected back is also part of your experience. The direct process. The direct process is straightforward. The signal you send out is the reality you receive back. In other words, who you truly are at your core, the way you think and behave shapes what you end up having in life. When you act with confidence, clarity, and purpose, life tends to respond by bringing you situations and opportunities that match your attitude. The reverse process. The fascinating part comes with the reverse process. By pretending or imitating who or what you wish to become, you effectively guide reality toward that outcome. It may sound magical, but think of it as a more subtle law of cause and effect. In everyday life, the roles we play consistently end up shaping our character. So if you regularly act as though you are already the confident, successful version of yourself, you gradually become that person in genuine, tangible ways. Does pretending really work? It's natural to question whether imitation can truly transform your circumstances. Reality, however, is more flexible and adaptable than we often assume. If you faithfully play your chosen role, the mirror of your life will eventually align to reflect your new self. Reality contains endless possibilities, like a vast movie set in which you can take on any part. If you don't give up, you will see that persistent imitation begins to crystallize into real change. Conditions for success. To succeed in this process, there are two essential conditions. First, you must take the game seriously. A great actor literally becomes their character, pouring full belief into the role. In the same way, when you pretend to have or be something, you need to do so wholeheartedly and consistently. Second, your efforts must be systematic. Reality rarely changes overnight. You need patience, determination, and a willingness to keep playing,
I think that's enough.
even when nothing seems to shift right away. It is precisely when reality loses patience with your unwavering performance that it begins to respond in kind. Creating your own illusion. To set the reflection, create an illusion for reality. If you want to have something, behave as though you already own it. If you wish to become someone, then act as though you have already arrived at that identity. Whenever possible, translate this pretense into real, tangible actions, not just daydreams. Of course, you shouldn't discard common sense, use creativity, but stay grounded in what is possible. Always remember that genuine steps in the present are just as crucial as imagining the future. Algorithm for transformation. 1. Recognize your desire. Notice when you are longing to attain something or become someone new. 2. Enter the moment. Move beyond mere wishing and consciously choose to shape reality by setting your intention. 3. Act the part. Pretend within reason that your goal is already achieved. Carry yourself as if you truly possess the qualities or items you desire. Invent creative ways to do this. The more uniquely you approach it, the more powerful it becomes. Remember, however, that playing this role in your mind is only half of the journey. You also need to take practical, concrete steps in your current circumstances, doing whatever is necessary to bring about the desired results in your everyday life. Final thoughts and invitation. Reality is more malleable than we think, and every serious role you play can shift the mirror of your surroundings to reflect a new version of you. By combining imagination, consistent action, and unshakable belief, you can guide your life toward the image you hold in your mind's eye. If you found these ideas helpful or intriguing, feel free to share your own experiences and insights in the comments below. Let's keep the conversation going. And if you enjoyed this discussion, consider subscribing to the channel. Your support makes it possible to continue exploring and sharing these transformative concepts.
Hi, I'm Eric Bass, an attorney from Venn Law Group. I work with small to mid-sized businesses on their legal needs. I often meet with people ready to form new businesses with their partners. They've usually made a lot of plans for the business operations, but often not considered how to structure their relationship. You should know that forming a business with a partner in some ways is like a marriage. Good partnerships and marriages tend to start off by addressing key, important questions up front. Both can be very difficult to leave if they don't work. The most important questions I always ask my clients looking to start a business with a partner are the following. What are the expectations of each partner? All partners need to be clear about what each partner is contributing to the business. Is it money, expertise, sweat equity, other assets, or some combination of those? What does each partner expect to get for those contributions? Do they expect a share of profits or a wage or something else? What happens if the business needs more money in the future? Who will contribute what and when? If the business is sold, what should each partner receive as part of that transition? And who gets to decide whether to bring on new partners? Once we have an idea of what each partner is bringing to the table and what they expect to get in return, then we need to answer, how will management decisions be made? Ownership does not always mean control. Partners need to discuss how they will make decisions and work together. All the partners should be clear on what authority they have or don't have regarding the operation of the business. Who will make the day-to-day operations decisions? What major decisions will require even minority partners' consent? If there's a deadlock, how will it be resolved? How will the business managers be replaced if that's needed? Once we have addressed expectations and management questions, the last major area to address is what happens if someone leaves or things don't work out as planned. Eventually, one or more partners may have to leave the business for many reasons. We sometimes even see that upset partners will simply stop participating or even actively work against the business. It is best to address how these issues can be handled early while everyone is getting along. If a partner dies or may lose his or her ownership through bankruptcy or similar circumstances, the other partners should have a chance to buy them out. In that case, it helps to have a plan for determining how that occurs and price and payment. If a partner stops doing the things required of him or her or commits some bad act against the business, the other partners should be able to force them out. In that case, there may even be a discount paid for the partner's ownership. If a partner leaves the business, should that person have an obligation not to compete or solicit the business's customers for a period of time? These questions prompt good discussions and test the partner's commitment and ability to work together. If the questions are discussed with a third party that has good experience with these matters, that third party can help show them the ways of overcoming these hurdles. Please be sure to remember these questions in any partnership you think of starting. Getting some answers that you are very comfortable with before moving forward. Please contact Venn Law Group today if you would like more information and help working through these questions with your partners.